Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Probably the biggest news or conversation discussion we've had today is the fact that Mauro Blaise on Revenge of the Fan podcast had reported today that none other than Armie Hammer is reportedly in final talks to play Batman in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Whoa! Remember Armie Hammer? He was about to play Batman in Justice League Mortal. He had been rumored to be Green Lantern. Armie Hammer's name has been going through the studios and the fandom for so long. And just to hear that Armie Hammer is reported in final talks to play Batman is interesting because it kind of comes full circle from when he had the role, then lost it, then he's getting it again, reportedly, right, from Mauro Robles. And it caught a lot of attention, like 5,000 tweets. Every media was reporting on it, except the big ones. All the little bloggers and stuff like that, the sites were reporting on it. And then it reached up to the main sites like the Variety, the Wrap, Hollywood Reporter, and they did their own investigation, or they decided to comment on it. So I'll start with Humberto Gonzalez. Okay, he says Armie Hammer Batman not true, and he also says that they're looking for somebody younger. Not Armie Hammer is 32, so he's told the role of Bruce is going to be younger. There are no targeted names yet. He had checked with the studios and stuff like that. Boris Kitt from the Hollywood Reporter also said that's not true, but he said that there's a lot of exciting things going to happen. Justin Kroll from Variety also said that that rumor is false, and so we'll have to squash this rumor as well, maybe. Oh. But but the interesting thing is in this that Armie Hammer. Well, let me take that back. So apparently, Armie Hammer being in Matt Reeves' Batman may not be true. Of course, Mario really is sticking to his sources here, and says we shall see, and that's what we should see. So this is my point exactly from before. I've talked about this before. It may or may not be true. We won't know until the day that the studio and the publicist want to actually announce the official person, the official actor that's going to be Batman. When they decide that, then they'll reach out to Variety, to the Hollywood Reporter, to drop an exclusive, for them to drop an exclusive and have an official statement. If you remember, back in 2013, when they're going to do Batman v Superman, no one had known at all that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman. He wasn't even one of the names, all right? We had Kit Harington, we got a whole bunch of Ryan Gosling, even Armie Hammer, I think. But when it came time and Zack Snyder finally chose someone, then Greg Silverman came out with a statement, and Variety was chosen as the exclusive report to say who is going to be the official Batman. So until then, it is quite possible, and like I've said before, it's very much likely that the studio and the publicists will indeed lie. They will not tell the truth. They will segue. Won't say anything until it is the right time, and it is when they can control the media. They control the way official statements come out by two different properties, and most of these two properties is generally the Hollywood Reporter and Variety. Those are the official ones that I look to. I don't quite look to the Wrap so much because a lot of times they don't tell the Wrap much of anything, and they make up their own minds. But when it comes to official statements and official news, about who's going to be cast as Batman and Matt Reeves, I would look at the Hollywood Reporter and I would look at Variety. And even though these two gentlemen, Boris Kidd and Justin Kroll, even though right now they're squashing this rumor about Armie Hammer, it's possible the studio doesn't want to tell anybody right now that who is Matt Reeves the Batman. This is my other tin foil, by the way. This is just me. Because Matt Reeves the Batman is going to be told, it's pretty much a prequel in a sense, or actually a younger Batman, and that's what's being reported. It's very likely that they may or may not cast an older Batman along the age of Henry Cavill to take Ben Affleck's place. Now, Ben Affleck's Batman is an older Batman, so that could still happen, like John Hamm or something like that. But if they wanted to keep Batman, the current Batman, around for a while, and Matt Reeves wants to play in his own little Batman trilogy, if you will, kind of make his own Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, if you will, then he doesn't want to be concerned of how his Batman connects to the overall world. And I know what he said, where it's within the DCEU, but he could possibly have meant it more not in the terms of connectivity, but in terms of the same cinematic universe, meaning there's so many different worlds in this DC that he can take a part of it and says he wants to make a Batman story out of that, but not necessarily mean it will connect to the larger story, a continuity, if you will, meaning you won't see Matt Reeves the Batman be included with current Wonder Woman, current Aquaman. They won't have that. It would just end in that trilogy for whatever the crime trilogy noir movie that he wants to make. And so it's quite possible, and this is just me, that maybe they're going to cast an older Batman that is older than the Matt Reeves Batman, so there'll be two Batman, right? Two Batman occupying this universe. So, and if Armie Hammer is actually going to be cast as the current Batman rather than Matt Reeves Batman, that'd be kind of cool, because honestly, he's plays really very well with Henry Cavill. If you've seen Man from U.N.C.L.E, they have a good kind of connection there, and they play along very well. And you can get a little glimpse of a Batman versus Superman scene in that movie as well, and Batman working with Superman to take down criminals. So if that actually comes true, that would be kind of coincidental and very funny to have watched Man from U.N.C.L.E and realize we've been watching a Batman and Superman movie this whole time. But if it's not true, it's okay. There is still time. And I don't know how much time, if they're planning to shoot the movie in November, like Boris Kidd from the Hollywood Reporter has reported that they want to shoot in November, and they haven't looked at anybody yet. So I'm kind of wondering now if there is some little speculation here and it's being leaked out, and they don't want to leak it out, so they're telling their sources to say squash that's not true, only because it is not time. I'll go back to that story about Christian Harloff, who was in the Schmoville. They were doing the scooping game. They had got wind that Chris Pine was going to be in the movie The Finest Hour, reached out to the studio publicist. They squashed it and says that is not true, so they didn't run with it. The very next day, the Hollywood Reporter or Variety reported that Chris Pine was indeed in The Finest Hour. So there you go. The studio will sway, they'll attempt anything to change the narrative, to squash things, especially Warner Brothers, in a way so that they can control how things get out. And like we've heard from a long time before, was reported by Variety, that they're really squashing down on how news gets out. And as a DC fan, Warner Brothers is notorious for keeping a lot of secrets, and we would never know where they're going to go. So until then, we can only speculate. But I'm just saying keep your mind open at all times. Anything could sway. We could have someone who we don't even know, completely just out of left field, like how Ben Affleck became Batman. Just a report just drops one day, maybe by the time you see this, tomorrow, whatever, and it's like some unknown, some name that you've never even thought of, and that person is Batman. Either Matt Reeves Batman, current Batman, who knows. If we can have a Joker in a universe that's separate from the continuity, then it's quite possible we could have a Batman separated from this continuity as well. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, the other thing is this whole thing about Ben Affleck being Batman. Everybody's down. I understand. And I got a video I told yesterday, yes, the Snyderverse is over. It is indeed over. I mean, we're not getting future films. But I did not say that Snyder Cut was over. No, that is still there. That I don't even need tinfoil on because it exists. It's real. It's out there. And, people like Oliva, Jason Momoa, all these people are championing it. They're saying it to us that it exists. We just won't need to keep asking for it. We keep the movement alive. And K at K4884975. I don't know why there's so many numbers behind your name. But he said this, that Oliva, I guess this hashtag Snyder Cut movement is dead, huh? And Oliva replied with this, that's a big effing N-O. That's right, guys. You heard the man. This is not over by the leagues. Yes, we're not going to get a continuation. We're not going to get the 5-film part arc. That was never actually shot. Okay, but we will get the Snyder Cut, and we have to keep making noise. We have to keep showing the Warner Brothers that we really want this as a fan base. We're not going to let it go. I'm not going to let it go. Are you going to let it go? This is not over. This is not over. It's going to happen, and I really believe that, and I think we should have to keep fighting for it, whether we get news or not. There's one thing that I want to point out here. Humberto Gonzalez of the Rap, who has not gotten many things right. Remember, he got blasted by James Gunn about who was the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It turned out to be Ego. Okay, it turned out to be somebody else. He got blasted. He came out official. He got big. He got to put it in suit and tie, and he was like, this is the villain. He put a video out. Squashed. Okay, he got in a fight with what is that guy, James Mangold for the Wolverine movie or something, and so it's like that guy. Even the articles of the Rap, not many big exclusives go with them, especially in the exclusive that we want to talk about. Okay, the ones that, like I've said earlier, the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, these are the ones that are going to say something official. They are chosen by the studio official. And if you look back, if you go on Twitter, search it yourself, at Boris Underline Kit, at Justin Crow JVR, they do not mention Snyder Cut at all. They don't say it's dead. They don't say a thing. They're totally quiet on the matter. The studio is totally quiet on the matter. That's a good thing. Why? Because they're not denying it. They're not denying it that it exists. They're not saying it's not coming out. They're being silent. Why? Maybe because it's not the right time. And with that, just that little bit gives me, and should give you, a lot of hope. Zack Snyder is not stopped talking. He puts out a little bit here. He likes posting here and there. Believe me, he still wants it. Oliva still wants it. Jason Momoa still wants it. My God, it's going to be the last time we'll get to see the true Ben Affleck as Batman, and that is the Snyder Cut. So believe me, I want to see it more than ever. And I believe that one day it will come out, as long as we keep asking for it. That is it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Release the Snyder Cut.